All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
You bet.
Today we're going to be tackling a question that's likely on a lot of our listeners' minds,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're dealing with all the complexities that come with being a university student.
Right.
How can you actually become a more effective scientific thinker? How do you improve that skill?
Yeah, and this is something that every learner wants to know. It doesn't matter if you're in university or not.
You got it.
Everyone's trying to figure out, how to learn more effectively,
For sure.
especially when you get into more complex fields like science.
Right.
It's not always obvious how to do that.
Right.
But you know what? This deep dive is really designed to give you a clear understanding of how that learning process works in fields that require you to investigate and think critically.
Right.
So think of it as kind of like a boost for your ability to learn and solve problems in a scientific way.
Yeah, we really want to explore a study that we found that was really interesting.
Absolutely.
It's from the Educational Psychology Review.
Yeah.
And we're going to unpack how these learning tools can help you become more independent in your scientific journey.
Exactly.
The first is video demonstrations, and the second one is,
Prompts that get you thinking about your own thinking.
right, prompts that get you thinking about your own thinking.
Metacognition.
Metacognition.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah,
So we've got all the key findings here. We're going to unpack it all for you.
absolutely.
And this research is from January of 2022.
Yeah.
So it's pretty recent.
Yeah, this is cutting edge stuff, and I think it's really relevant for any learner out there.
Yeah, and this study looked closely at, showing students how to approach these scientific questions through video, and then combining that with encouraging them to think about their learning process.
Right.
Did it actually lead to better results?
And that's the big question, isn't it?
Yes.
Does it actually lead to better results?
So that's what we're going to dive into today.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
The study focuses on the challenges of inquiry learning.
Now, if you're a regular listener of the deep dive, you probably are familiar with that term. But if you're not, it basically means learning by doing.
Right.
You're the scientist.
Be the scientist.
You're asking the questions, you're designing the experiments, and then you're figuring things out for yourself.
It's really about taking ownership of your learning.
Right.
And it's a really valuable approach in science education because it helps build your reasoning and argumentation skills.
So true.
It's not just about memorizing facts.
Right.
It's about actually being able to think like a scientist.
You got it.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Inquiry learning, it's powerful, but it can also be quite challenging.
Of course.
I mean, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it right.
Right.
So students often face two main obstacles.
Okay.
The first is the scientific reasoning itself.
Okay.
So that's, how do you set up a good experiment?
Right.
How do you make sense of the data that you collect?
Right.
And then the second obstacle is the self-regulation side of things.
Oh.
And this is all about understanding how to plan your learning,
Yeah.
how to keep an eye on your progress,
Mm-hmm.
and how to adapt your strategy when you need to.
Right.
So, self-regulation, it's like being the pilot of your own learning journey,
Oh,
right?
that's a great analogy.
You got to know how to set your course, how to monitor your fuel, which is like your understanding,
Right.
and how to adjust your route if things get a little bumpy,
Love it.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not always going to be a smooth ride.
So this is exactly where this study kind of jumps in, right?
Mhm.
It's looking at how to address both of these challenges at the same time.
That's exactly it.
Scientific thinking and self-management of learning simultaneously.
They're intertwined. They're not separate things.
Got it.
And the researchers understood that to really excel at scientific inquiry,
Mm-hmm.
you need both.
Right.
You need the thinking skills
Mm.
and you need the self-awareness
Right.
to guide your learning effectively.
So what did they do in this study?
Okay, so
What were the learning tools that they were investigating?
the study focused on two main approaches:
Okay.
video modeling,
Uh-huh.
which we'll call VM for short,
Okay.
and metacognitive prompts,
Okay.
which we'll call P.
Got it.
So let's start with video modeling.
Okay.
Imagine you're able to watch an expert not just tell you the answer, but actually show you, step by step, how to investigate a problem.
Oh, I love that.
And they're talking through their thought process the whole time.
Right.
So you're not just seeing what they're doing, you're
Yeah.
hearing how they're thinking about it.
It's like they're letting you in on their little secrets,
Exactly.
like their approach to solving the problem.
It's like a window into their mind.
Yeah, I love that.
And in this study, the video models covered all the key stages of scientific inquiry.
Okay.
So that's identifying the problem,
Mm-hmm.
developing hypotheses or possible explanations,
Uh-huh.
planning experiments,
Right.
gathering evidence, evaluating what it means, and then drawing conclusions based on the findings.
So they're covering the whole scientific process.
The whole thing start to finish.
Wow. Oh,
Now, a crucial part of this planning stage was focusing on something called the control of variables strategy,
right.
or CVS for short.
The ZVS. Okay, got it.
So this means you're only changing one thing at a time in an experiment
Okay.
to see its direct effect.
So you can isolate the impact of that one factor?
You got it.
Okay.
And then you're not getting confused by other variables that might be affecting the outcome.
Right.
But here's a really insightful detail.
Okay.
They used what's called a coping model in these videos.
Oh, a coping model. What is that?
So instead of the person in the video doing everything perfectly,
Yeah.
they would actually make a mistake on purpose,
Okay.
specifically with the control of variables strategy.
Okay.
And then they would recognize the error, correct it,
Uh-huh.
and explain why it was a mistake
Yeah.
and how they figured that out.
So it's kind of showing their own metacognitive monitoring
Right.
as they're going through the process?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like they're showing you how to catch your own mistakes.
Right.
Because let's face it, we all make mistakes.
Oh, for sure.
But it's what we do after the mistake that matters.
Totally.
And I think, a lot of us can relate to that feeling of making a mistake and then having that aha moment where you realize, oh, that's where I went wrong.
Right.
And it's often those moments that really stick with us,
Totally. Yeah, they're very memorable.
which makes this whole coping model idea so powerful.
So it's not just about seeing someone get it right.
Right.
It's about seeing how they deal with those missteps.
Right.
And how they learn from them.
And that's so important because in the real world,
Yeah.
science is messy.
Yes.
You're going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to figure things out.
So true.
And that's part of the process.
Okay, so that's the video modeling.
Yeah.
Now, what about these metacognitive prompts?
All right. So the metacognitive prompts, or P,
Uh-huh.
these were questions designed to get the students to really think about their own learning while they were doing the task.
Mm-hmm.
And these prompts specifically aimed to encourage planning and monitoring.
So, like, what's your plan here? Or how do you feel about your understanding so far? Like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, kind of checking in with themselves,
Right.
making sure they're on the right track.
Okay.
And then the researchers divided the students into 3 groups.
Okay. Let's hear about the groups.
So group number 1, we had video modeling with prompts.
Okay.
So that's VMP.
VMP, got it.
They watched the videos
Mm-hmm.
and they got those metacognitive prompts during their task.
Okay.
Group number 2 was video modeling only.
Okay.
So that's VM.
VM, no prompts.
They watched the same videos, but they didn't get any prompts.
Okay.
And then group number 3 was our control group.
Okay.
And they got neither the videos nor the prompts.
So they were just kind of on their own?
Yeah, they were just exploring the material independently.
Okay. So 3 different learning experiences.
3 different ways of approaching the same material. Now, how did they actually conduct the experiment?
Right. What did the students do in each group?
All right, so we had 127 university students
Wow. A lot of participants.
from various academic backgrounds.
So it wasn't just science students.
Right, it was a mix.
Okay.
And the experiment had 3 phases.
3 phases.
And they used a different computer simulation in each phase
Got it.
to explore scientific principles.
Okay, so break it down for us. What were the 3 phases?
Phase 1 was instructional.
Okay.
So for the 2 video modeling groups, this involved watching those videos we talked about.
Right.
And the example they used was Archimedes' principle,
Uh-huh.
which is all about why things float or sink.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Now, the control group, they just explored the Archimedes' principle simulation on their own.
Right, so they didn't get the expert guidance.
No videos, no expert talking them through it.
Got it. Okay.
Then we move on to phase 2, which was the training task.
Training.
And here, all 3 groups worked with a simulation focused on photosynthesis. Very important process
Yeah.
for life on Earth.
Absolutely.
They were given a research question about how light intensity affects oxygen production.
Okay.
And they had to figure out how to design an experiment
Got it.
to answer that question.
Okay.
Now, importantly, the VMP group,
Right. The video modeling plus prompts.
they got those metacognitive prompts during this phase.
Uh-huh.
So they were asked to rate their confidence
Oh, okay.
in having a testable hypothesis
Got it.
and in their ability to answer the research question correctly.
Right.
And they had the option to go back and do more experiments if they felt unsure.
So the prompts were really encouraging them to reflect on their understanding as they were working.
Exactly. They had to stop and think,
Okay.
am I on the right track here?
Yeah.
Don't need to go back and gather more evidence.
Got it.
Okay, so then we move on to phase 3,
Okay, the final phase.
the transfer task.
Oh, transfer task.
This is the really important one.
Yeah, because this shows whether they can actually apply what they learned to a new situation.
Exactly.
Oh,
So in this phase, all the groups worked with a simulation about energy conversion in a system.
okay.
They had to investigate how the initial temperature and mass of water affected the change in temperature when it was heated.
Interesting. Okay.
So the structure of this task was the same for all three groups.
Okay, so the only difference was what they had done in those first two phases.
Exactly.
Got it.
So they're bringing different experiences to the table.
Yeah, and the researchers are trying to see, did those experiences in the first two phases actually have a lasting impact?
Right. Did they learn something that they can transfer to a new situation?
Exactly.
Okay, so how did the researchers measure what the students were learning?
Right, like what kind of data did they collect?
They looked at several things.
Oh, right.
They gave the students scientific reasoning tests
Okay.
to measure their overall abilities in that area.
Right, so like a standardized test of scientific thinking.
Exactly.
Got it.
They also evaluated the quality of the hypotheses the students developed
Uh-huh.
and the arguments they constructed to support their findings.
So they were looking at the actual work product?
Right, the output of their scientific thinking.
Okay.
But here's what's really interesting.
Okay.
They also collected detailed process data.
What does that mean, process data?
So this included recordings of their computer screens as they worked.
Ooh, so they could see exactly what they were doing?
Yeah, like a little movie of their thought process.
That's cool.
And they also had audio recordings of the students thinking aloud.
So they were talking through their thinking.
Yeah, narrating what they were doing and why.
Wow, so they had like a full picture of what was happening in their minds.
Right.
That's amazing.
And this allowed the researchers to understand how they were learning step by step,
Mm-hmm.
not just what they achieved in the end.
Right, because the process is just as important as the product.
Absolutely. Sometimes even more so.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from watching someone's process.
Now, to analyze all this data,
Yeah.
they use some pretty advanced methods.
Okay.
Epistemic network analysis, or ENA,
DNA. Okay.
and process mining.
Process mining. Got it.
And these are basically sophisticated ways to see how the students were learning,
Okay.
not just what they got right or wrong.
So it's like looking under the hood,
And,
seeing how the engine works.
So ENA helps you see which thinking skills tend to show up together.
Okay.
Like, for example, does someone plan their experiment right after understanding the problem?
Right, so you can see those connections between different thinking skills.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then process mining maps out the typical sequence of actions.
Okay.
So it's like a flow chart of their learning journey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so instead of just knowing that they planned their experiment,
Yeah.
you can see if planning always happened before they collected data.
Right, so you get the order of operations.
You got it.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then you can compare these patterns across the different groups.
Right, because they had those different learning experiences.
Exactly.
So they might have different patterns of thinking.
That's what they were looking for.
Okay, so now let's get to the results.
The moment of truth.
Yeah. What did the study actually find?
Let's start with that training task on photosynthesis.
Okay.
So at the product level,
Mm-hmm.
meaning the actual scientific work they produced,
Okay.
the students who had watched the video models,
Both VM and VMP.
both of them,
Okay.
they developed much better hypotheses and arguments
Oh, wow.
compared to the control group.
So the video modeling really had a positive impact
It did.
on the quality of their scientific thinking.
And this is a huge takeaway for learners.
Yeah.
Actively seeking out videos of experts tackling problems in your field can be a really effective way to learn not just the what, but also the how of scientific thinking.
Right.
It's not just about memorizing the facts.
Yeah.
It's about understanding how to approach the problems.
The process. Yeah.
And that leads to better ideas and stronger justifications.
It's like you're getting a shortcut to expertise.
In a way, yes.
You're seeing how the experts do it.
And you're learning from their experience.
Okay, so that's a pretty clear advantage for video modeling.
It is,
And that's just from watching the videos.
just from watching.
Now, what about the process level?
All right, so when they looked at the process data using ENA,
Okay.
they found stronger connections between scientific reasoning and self-regulation processes in the video modeling groups
Interesting.
compared to the control group.
Okay.
So this suggests that students who watched the videos were more frequently planning and monitoring their learning
While they were also doing the scientific reasoning.
at the same time.
So it's like the videos were subtly teaching them how to manage their own learning,
It's like they were picking up those skills implicitly.
just from observing the expert in the video.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
And the process mining revealed even more detail about these sequences.
Okay.
In the VM conditions, they saw this clear pattern.
Uh-huh.
First, understanding the problem.
Okay.
then developing a hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
Planning often happened both before and after generating evidence.
So there was a lot of going back and forth.
Yeah, it wasn't linear.
Okay.
And there were also these reciprocal links between generating evidence, self-explaining, and evaluating the evidence.
Oh, wow. So they were really engaging with the evidence in a deep way.
Right. They were thinking about it, explaining it to themselves, and then checking if it made sense.
And drawing conclusions and generating more evidence.
Yeah, so it was this iterative process.
Like a cycle.
Exactly.
They'd draw a conclusion, and then that would lead them to go back and look for more evidence.
And then the new evidence might make them revise their conclusion.
So it's a constant refinement.
Exactly.
And they also saw self-monitoring and control activities happening repeatedly in those VM groups.
Right. They were constantly checking in with themselves.
Okay, now how did the control group compare to that?
So the control group showed a much less integrated picture.
Okay.
So understanding the problem, forming hypotheses, self-monitoring, these were all less connected to the other learning activities.
So their thinking was kind of more fragmented?
Yeah, they weren't seeing those same patterns, those key sequences and back and forth relationships.
Yeah.
They weren't as apparent.
Okay, so the video modeling seemed to foster a more connected way of learning.
A more holistic way of thinking.
Got it. Now, what about the transfer tasks?
The new challenge.
The new challenge, did those benefits carry over to that new situation?
Right, so at the product level,
Okay.
the students in the video modeling conditions still generated higher quality hypotheses,
Oh, so even in the new task.
even in the new task,
That's impressive.
compared to the control group.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The quality of their arguments to support those hypotheses,
Okay.
it didn't really differ between the groups.
Interesting. So they could still come up with good ideas,
Yeah, their initial ideas were better.
but they weren't necessarily better at justifying those ideas.
Not in this new context. So it seems like the video modeling gave them a head start,
Right.
but they still needed to develop those argumentation skills further.
To really excel in a new situation.
Exactly.
Now, what about the process data from the transfer task?
Okay, so unlike the training task,
Mm-hmm.
there weren't any significant differences in the process data.
Between the groups.
Right.
So it seems like the video modeling had a bigger impact on their thinking in the familiar situation.
Yeah, the one they had trained on.
Okay, that makes sense.
But there was one really interesting finding in the transfer task.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It had to do with monitoring accuracy.
Okay.
So the control group,
Mm-hmm.
they tended to overestimate the quality of their hypotheses.
Oh, so they thought they were doing better than they actually were.
Exactly.
Okay.
Compared to the VM groups.
So the students who watched the videos,
Yeah.
they had a more realistic view of their own abilities.
They were more accurate in judging their own work.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fascinating.
And this suggests that video modeling might improve metacognitive monitoring.
So they're not just learning the content,
Right.
they're also learning how to evaluate their own understanding.
Exactly.
That's a really valuable skill,
It is.
especially in a field like science where you're constantly testing your ideas.
And having to revise them based on new evidence.
Okay, so now let's go back to those metacognitive prompts.
Okay.
Remember the VMP group?
Yes.
They got those prompts during the training task.
Right.
Did they actually help?
So this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The researchers found no added benefit of the prompts.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that those prompts would have been helpful.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like the video modeling alone was enough to get them thinking about their thinking.
Interesting.
So the prompts didn't really add anything extra.
Okay, so maybe the students were already doing enough self-regulation just by watching the videos
That's one possibility.
and seeing how the expert thought aloud,
It's like they were getting those metacognitive nudges implicitly.
just from observing the process.
Exactly.
Wow, okay, so what does all this mean for our listeners?
Okay, what are the takeaways here?
Like, what can you actually do with this information?
So if you're a learner who's trying to improve your scientific thinking,
Yeah.
this study has some really important insights for you.
Okay.
First, video modeling.
Uh-huh.
It's a really effective tool.
Yeah.
It can help you learn scientific reasoning and improve the quality of your thinking,
We saw that.
especially when it comes to hypotheses and arguments.
Right.
But it's not just about getting the right answer.
Right.
It's also about learning how to manage your own learning process.
Right, becoming more metacognitively aware.
Exactly.
And the fact that they saw these benefits even with short video interventions.
Yeah, they didn't have to watch hours and hours of video.
That's encouraging.
It means that you can get a lot of value from even short bursts of video learning.
Okay, so maybe just, 10 or 15 minutes here and there.
Yeah, that might be enough to make a difference.
And the fact that the VM groups were better at judging the quality of their own hypotheses,
Right.
that suggests that they were developing a deeper understanding.
They weren't just learning the steps.
Yeah.
They were learning how to think like a scientist.
Got it.
So even though the metacognitive prompts didn't add anything extra in this particular study,
Yeah,
the power of seeing someone else think aloud
right.
and tackle a problem effectively,
It's clear.
it's undeniable.
So to sum up, video modeling, it's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
It can enhance your scientific thinking,
It can make you a more effective learner
and it can even help you when you're facing new problems.
by helping you generate better initial ideas.
Right.
And that's huge.
So for all of you learners out there,
Yeah.
here's what we want you to do
Okay?
when you're tackling a new subject,
Yeah.
especially in science or tech.
Yeah.
Try to find some video models.
Absolutely.
You know, observe how the experts do it. Pay attention to their process,
Yeah.
not just their final solution.
That's the key.
And remember seeing how they recover from a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
That can be just as valuable as seeing them get it right the first time.
Because that's how we learn.
That's how we learn, and don't be afraid to make those mistakes yourself.
Exactly. Embrace the mistakes.
Embrace the mistakes.
They're part of the process.
So this study really highlights how important it is to see that process
Yes.
of learning and problem solving in action,
Not just the end result.
not just the end result.
The journey is just as important as the destination.
So here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
Given that video modeling seems to be such a powerful tool, where else could you use it?
Right.
You know, are there other skills,
Yeah.
other subjects where you could benefit from seeing that process unfold?
I think so.
You know, maybe you could observe an expert's approach.
Yeah.
Maybe see their internal thinking, even their mistakes, and how that could help you improve your own understanding and mastery.
That's a great point.
How could you apply this to your own learning goals
Yeah.
and your own interests?
That's something to think about.
That is something to think about.
Until next time.
Until our next deep dive.
And we encourage you to keep exploring these topics.
Yeah, self-regulated learning.
Inquiry-based learning.
All that good stuff.
Keep learning.
Keep learning. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.